we are back. It's the time of the day, is the time of the night where we go online and build beautiful things. Yeah. So this one, I am just we are coming to do it again. It's what we've been doing from day one that we are coming to do again. So let me get my stuff ready. Let me get the stuff settled, and then we can jump into the development. Yeah. So guys, where should we begin from? The top or the down? Yeah, so let me get some few things settled, and then we can jump into our development. Yeah, so 2 seconds, then we jump into work. Yeah, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Yeah, I'm looking for this. So let me jump in there, and then let's get it moving. Yeah, so this is what I've been looking for. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think we are good now. I think we are good now, guys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so tonight or today we are about to begin another one again. The normal usual stuff. Let's give people a nightmare. Because who does that? Nobody else does that. Like, we are the ones that go online, look for designs, and then just build it for fun. Yeah, that is what we do, bruh. That is how we do it in town. So what are we building tonight? What random app are we building tonight? Let's go through it and look for some crazy app, and then build it for fun. So let's just search mobile app and see what we are gonna get. Let's see what we are gonna get. Right, so let's begin. You all know, as usual, 10 minutes for app selection, and then the rest of the time for development. That's the crazy things that we do. It's let me pick some up. Let's look for some up. And which one is this? Borrow app. Borrow, what does borrow do? Oh, there's some crazy black screens here. um is this a mobile app? This looks like something else. Oh no, maybe I should have read well about it. Is this a mobile app? Is this a mobile screen? What is this? Guys, let's look for a different design. Yeah, the UI looks cool. A clean and modern look for Apple Watch. Okay, so this is for Apple Watch. Oh, all right. Uh, okay, that's for Apple Watch. No, really see. Yeah, so let me jump onto a different thing. Let's look for a better design, and then we go. So which design is this? Let's pick this design and see what we have. Mm-mm-mm. Which one is this one? Which one is this one? Let's look for screens. Another delivery one. Let's see how cool it is. This is a splash screen. Okay, then we have this. Guys, the delivery apps, I feel like we've done so much of delivery apps, and then we've done so much of delivery apps. So when I see things like this, I don't even feel it like that anymore. But I think this something we can come back to. We are just building for fun, right? So let's make designers feel good. At least they know someone is touching their app, someone is building their app, someone is doing something good with their app, right? So let's check this goal. It says fresh goal. Fresh goal. What is fresh goal? Another food delivery app. Guys, why is everybody so interested in food? Like, everybody is so interested in food. Like, Let's deliver food. Let's build a food delivery app. Let's get people food. And seems like everybody is so hungry, so we just want to eat food. So what's the next thing? Let's look for something else. Something simple and easy going. So let's see, food delivery app UI kit, another food delivery app. Well, this looks good. I think the UI looks good there. Yeah. Let me see this one. Let me see this one. Mobile screens, and let's see. Oh, okay, okay. This looks this looks good. I love this. This looks good. Okay, okay, okay. Mm, I think this one is. I think this is simple, but it looks good. Yeah, this is simple, but it looks good. Just that the flow, right? The flow is kind of. I don't know. The flow is. I can't even pick the start, the beginning. I can't pick which is which. This is like. Oh, guys, yeah, so this looks good. I want us to build this looks cool, like looks cool and have some certain modern feel. So I'd love for us to actually build this. Yeah, I'd love for us to actually build this and then see how it's gonna be like. Cause this looks cool. This looks cool. Let's see what type of font is this? SF Pro rounded. Yeah. So yeah, this looks good. Guys, thanks very much for the likes. Thanks for the follow. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel on your screen, Code with Secho, for more videos like this. So this, guys, this is actually looking good. I think the bro, thanks for the follow. So I think we can do this. How many minutes have we spent into selection? We have 2 more minutes to select. So let's go back here and see if we can find something else and then choose from. This looks good, like the first one, and it looks modern as well. So I think yeah, it's a good choice and a good thing to go with. Yeah. So let me check the rest. Let's see. Let me check the rest, and then let's see how it's gonna go. Mm-mm. How many more minutes is the time up? Yeah, I think we have a few seconds to select another food delivery app. Guys, a lot of people are into food. Yeah, because that's the trendy thing, right? That's the trend. Everybody wants to eat. Yeah, so guys, I think we would have to choose between this and then this. But looking at this two, I would always go for this because this looks cool. I like this feel. It feels modern. Yeah, it feels modern, and yeah, I think I like this. I think I like this. Yeah. So guys, we are gonna make use of this one. We are gonna make use of this particular screen. Then that should be where we are gonna start from. So it is 10 minutes, and it is time for us to set up the app. Yeah. So let's first open our Android Studio and begin the setup, guys. We're about to cook. Let them cook. Let them cook. Right. So let's close and look for something good. Yeah. So a new Flutter app, and then we are gonna call it. What's the name of the app? Food for everyone. What's the name for the app? Just say food delivery app. Oh. Food and go, right? food food uh yeah, let's name it foodies. Yeah, foodies. Foodies, that's gonna be the name. Let's name it foodies. That should be the name, right? So guys, let's jump and create this app named foodies. Phew, we have like an hour to actually build that app, right? We have an hour to build this app. I don't know how we are gonna do it, but we have to make the magic work. Guys, thanks very much for the likes. Don't forget to drop a follow and also check out my YouTube channel. as you're seeing it on your screen. The name is Code with Secho. Yeah, so guys, we're about to build this beautiful app. Yeah, this beautiful UI. I'm feeling so good. Like, I can't wait to start it. That's the thing. Yeah, so let's get started. The first things first. Let's go to Android. So now I want to take you through the regular flow of building this app, right? So first is the app name. We are going to change the label to Foodies, the actual label for the app, and then we are going to set our app, right? We are going to set this, which is the app icon. We are going to use it as the app icon itself. So we are going to set up the app icon and all that before we even jump into the development. That should be the flow, right? So let me go in there and build you something sweet. Let me go there and build something sweet. Yeah, so let's select this and then Foodie app icon. That becomes the name of our app icon. Guys, we've already started, so there's no time to waste. So we are gonna call this, let's copy this and go into the app. We will already set our assets and everything. So when we go to lib, we have all this. So we go here and we are creating an asset and everything. So assets, and then wait, is that it? Yeah, that is it. So we have assets and we are gonna have images. Okay, let's start with icons and then let's say Foodie app icon, right? So we are gonna set the Foodie app icon. Let's create, guy, we are following the flow, everything, like how it is supposed to begin, how it's like, bro, this is a flow, right? So first let's go in there and specify our assets. If you're loving what you see, don't forget to check out my YouTube channel. As you can see on your screen, Code with Secho. There are more beautiful videos there just like this one, and more beautiful apps that we've built just for fun. Yeah, so we are gonna set our assets and then let's call asset slash icons, and then that should be it. Yeah, so we have this, then we are good to go. Let's get them, then that is it. Yeah, so now the next thing is for us to go generate the app icon, right? So before that, let me even run the app for you guys to take a look at what we are working on or what we are about to do before I jump into the development. So let's start our emulator. While the emulator is heating up, let's already begin with our icon generation, right? So we will come here and then we'll search icon kitchen. We're about to generate the app icon, so we'll go to icon kitchen, and in here we're gonna import our app icon, which is gonna be the Foodie icon, right? So where is Foodie? Yeah, where is Foodie? Where is Foodie app icon? Okay, I think I changed the name. Guys, I changed the name and I can't locate it anymore. Where is this icon? This icon, where are you? Where is the icon? Guys, the icon is missing. I can't find it. Let me go back and change the name. So let me change the name to Foodie, right? So Foodie app icon, right? So yeah, so let's have it this way. Now I'll go back here and try to import it again. We should be able to see it now. Yeah, so you are hidden, you are hiding there. So we are gonna have this, our background color is gonna be very white, as this. Should that be it? Should that be our background color? It looks too white. Maybe we can have something like this. It looks so white, guys. Oh, unfortunately it looks so white, but yeah, that is the icon and that is what we are gonna have. So if we have it dimmed, this is what we would have. Okay, so what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What is next? Yeah, so this is how it's gonna look like, our foodie icon, right? That is how it's gonna look like. I don't know where this color is coming from, the color at the edge or this the color around it. I don't know where it's coming from, but I think we can have something exactly like its own color. I don't know if we can get some orange for it. The orange is not gonna look good, so let's just pick the white and make it look not so white. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, so we are gonna have it this way, and this should be the way forward, right? So let's download our app icon. Our app icon is downloaded, so we are gonna copy this and then we will just extract it. Yeah, so we will just extract it and then let's have our foodie icon. So we are going to copy Android. All right, we go to resources, then we will copy all this. When we jump into our app, we'll go to resources and then we will drop it here. Yeah, override for all. Yeah, and then we will go back to our code and pick iOS, and we'll cut all this. Then we'll go to iOS as well. So now we're done with Android. Let's open iOS, right? Let's open iOS, runner, assets, icon assets. Then we'll drop it here as well. So override for all, and then we should have, what do we have? Let's see this. Yeah, so we are just gonna take this off, then that should be it. Yeah, so now we have our elements, we have our app icon. So let's run the app and see how it's gonna look like. See, the first things first, run this app and see what you're gonna have. So guys, the things that normally take people a long period, all right, a lot of research, a lot of time to check, is what we just did in I think in 8 minutes, right? 5 8 minutes is what we just did. So let's run the app and see if we are gonna have the actual name, which is foodie, and then we'll also have the app icon. If we have that two elements, then we are good to go, right? Then we are good to go. Yeah, so app installing. As you can see, we have our foodie icon. So what's the next thing? Let's see if the name is in there now. So let's see, we are gonna have here. So now we have foodies, and that is it. Please, what software are you using? Yeah, I'm using Android Studio. Yeah, so guys, let's build our emulator and jump to business. Guys, don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, right? That's the name on the screen, Code with Secho. Don't forget to check it out. Drop that follow, drop that subscription, drop that like, and reshare as we build. So we are live on all the streaming platforms. We're live on TikTok, we are live on Twitch, and we are live on YouTube. Yeah, so guys, we have our screen now. We have everything set up, the app name, the app icon. Now we jump into business. So the next, first things first, let's build this, which is features. Yeah, then we'll start taking a look at the critical stuff, right? So let's look at this. We are gonna have this one, which is onboarding. This is the onboarding screen. Should we call it splash or no? There's the onboarding screen. Onboarding, then we go to get started and all that. So let's first do that and let's see what we are gonna do. But before that, we have an icon here. We have a font here that we also have to use, right? So let's look for this font, download it, and look for this other one, right? Download them so that we can use them in the app. So okay, the app is using one font, which is the SF Pro font, right? So let's go in there and look for the SF Pro font. So let's look for SF Pro font download, then we should have it on Google Fonts. Is it not? Oh, it's not on Google Fonts, right? So let's go to this and let's see if this is what we are looking for. Yeah, so let's download for free. Let's download our font and go in here. Let's see how many. Okay, we have I think we have what we have, italic, medium, regular. Yeah, I think we have all the faces. So we are just gonna take this folder. Let's pick the SF Pro display and then copy. And when we go into our app, we are gonna create another asset inside of this. Apart from icons, we will create another asset called fonts. Yeah, then under fonts, we are gonna put this. Guys, what are you guys building, right? What software are you guys building? Thanks very much, Omar, for the follow. If you want to see more of this, don't forget to check out my YouTube channel and then have access to all the elements, right? All that we are building are available on the YouTube channel on your screen. So guys, we have our font, which is SF Pro display, so we would have to go specify that in here. Let's go all the way to fonts and specify it in here. So let's do this and comment and then push back to the wall and want this. Then we are gonna have this, and then we are gonna have this. All right, is that it? No, I don't think that is the correct layout. So that is not it. We are gonna have it this way, and then we are supposed to have it this way. Yeah, so now we will call it SF Pro. This is the name of the font. So SF Pro. Hi, I would love to learn how to build mobile apps. Keep up with the good work. Parkway, okay, please, what is your YouTube? Yeah, the YouTube ID is Code with Secho, guys. The YouTube name is Code with Secho. Parkway, please check out the YouTube channel. I have a full Flutter course on there for mobile applications development, so you can go in there and then check it out for yourself. This is the name of the YouTube channel. You can see it on the screen as you can see this label on the screen, right? That is the name of the channel. Yeah, so guys, we have our icon and we have SF Pro. So which of them are we going to use? Let's confirm that and then we will jump into it. So we are going to use the heavy. Okay, we have one that is called heavy. Do we have heavy? We have heavy. We have I think SF Pro display. We have heavy italic. And which other one do we have? I have black italic. We have bold. We have heavy italic, heavy light, heavy medium, and regular. Guys, let's go search again. So let's search again. SF Pro rounded font. Is it not on Google Fonts? Okay, you can download it from Apple Developer Font. So all right, so we can get it from Apple Developer Font. So let's see if we can have it here. All right, SF Pro Mono, SF blah 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 blah. So let's download this and see. How is it? What are we downloading? What exactly are we downloading? Nah, cancel that. What exactly are we downloading? I thought we were just downloading a normal font. What is it so huge? Guys, I'm not going to do it again. Let's just go and use it because what the hell? How would you have so much? Yeah, so let's download from here and see. Let's go in here and download from the zip. We're just looking for an icon and see how we are stressing to get only an icon. See how we are stressing, guys. Just an icon. Yeah, so let's see. Let's cut all this. Let's copy all this and go replace it with what we have in here, because I don't understand why we would have so much of this. Let's take this off and replace it with what we've downloaded. Right, yeah, so now we have this. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we will specify assets and then slash fonts and then slash this particular one. So we are going to use the heavy. Let's copy this and use the heavy. Sorry, we'll copy the path reference, right? So let's copy the path reference and then we are going to use it, asset font SF Pro and then heavy rounded. And then we are going to use another one where which is which one we have heavy, we have is this regular or bold? Man, is it regular or bold? Tell me. We have heavy, we have bold. Okay, we are going to use the bold as well, so let's look for the bold. We are going to use the bold, so let's do this. This, okay guys, yeah, so we would have to use this as well. Let's go assets. Our asset is gonna have this, so that is our bold, and then we are gonna look for, I think we would have regular as well. So let's look at this. I think this should be okay. Semi bold, we have semi bold as well, which is this. So let's copy this and then use this too. Let's copy and use this too. We are gonna have assets like this. We have semi bold as well, then we should have the regular. Yeah, so we have bold, semi bold, and then we have the regular as well. So let's create that particular regular one, then I think we are good to go, guys. Yeah, so we have our font, we have our assets, which is our icon and images. So the next thing for us is to get. Yeah, so after getting, let's go to our main app and do the fixes. So we are gonna take off all this. Let's take off all this already. And then the first things first, I want us to go in here inside of this material app. We are going to change the font family to what we've just created, right? So our font family is going to be SF Pro. So let's do SF Pro like it. So now let's rerun our app and see if our font will change. Yeah, so our font is working, SF Pro is working. So guys, what do we do next? We build, right? Parkway, yeah, Parkway, please have you checked the YouTube channel? I built a full course. We just finished the course last 2 days, so it is on there. You can check the channel code with Secho, right? It's on the screen. You can see this channel on your screen. We are live on YouTube, so you can check code with Secho, and then from there you should have access to all the courses. Yeah, so guys, our font is set up, our images and everything is set up. The next thing we do is we build. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, so this is what we are going to do right now. Take off all these comments. We don't need these comments. The color, don't we know what we are going to do. And then over here, the title, let's just call it Foodie. I'm not even going to make use of that. So we have Foodie, And then now we jump into the features. The first one is going to be onboarding, right? So that's going to be the features. So we have onboarding, and then inside of onboarding we will create the onboarding screen, right? So onboarding screen, we're gonna create our onboarding screen, and then inside here we're just gonna have a stateless widget because we're not changing anything. There's no state change in there, so we would have our onboarding screen. And in here we're just gonna have our scaffold, our regular scaffold. Okay, yeah, Fakwesi, it's nice to have you on board. Welcome to Code with Secho. Yeah, so I can see you. Don't forget to drop that subscription, and don't forget to be part of the channel or the community. Then we'll build together. You come back, we always build. Go come, we always build. Yeah, I have an official channel. It's also in the link or the description of this video, so you should check it out and also have access to it. Hey Thompson, Bami for you, welcome to the house. Yeah guys, so we have our onboarding screen, and then what we can check out is, now let's go back to this and let's start from here. Sure guys, so this is a screen and this is our color. So let's select this and see what our main color is going to be. So this is our main color, and this is a color that we'll be using as the primary color for the app. So let's go on here, features, and let's create a color token, right? So we'll call it core, and then we'll create a class called app colors. So let's do our app colors, and then we are gonna have class called app colors. Then the first one is gonna be a static color. So we are gonna have static final color, and that will be like let's name the color. So primary color, yeah, app primary. So app color is the primary, and then we are gonna set this color like this. So this becomes our primary color, and it is what we are going to use again and again and again. So on the onboarding screen, first things first, let's set the background color of the scaffold. So we are going to call the app colors dot primary, which is our primary color. Rerun it, and then you have the primary color. We want to take this debug badge off, so we are going to have to do something right now. So inside of the material app, let's remove the debug banner, right? So we would say show debug banner. Is that it? Let's see. That should be it, right? Yeah, so now the banner is off and we are good to go. Right, so we have our screen, we have everything. Now the next thing is to look at what we are about to build, right? The crazy thing that we're about to build. So we have this. Now let's analyze the app, right? We have this. We are gonna look at the image. We have all this, and then we are gonna check this. So the screen is gonna be column, and we want this image to be at the very bottom of the screen. So we are gonna have column, and then this is gonna be, let's group them. Wait, let me move both of them here, and then let's group them, right? So let's group them. Let me group the two guys. Group selection. Yeah, so I think from here we can bring them up. Wait, I removed something. Yeah, so let me group them. Yeah, I just want to group and download, then from there we can move forward. Or let me just leave it this way so that we can use them like this. Yeah, so if I should group them from here like this, then we can download it. Now, thanks very much for the follow. Guys, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel Code with Secho and have access to all the videos. So looking at this layout, we are gonna have column, and then we are gonna have these two elements. All right, so the column is gonna have a layout of space between, and then inside of the space between we will have two elements. We would have this column all right, which will contain the icon and this name, and then we are gonna have another one which will contain this. Then this particular button, I think we would have to put it inside of a stack, so this one is going to be aligned to the bottom, right? So let's get to work and see what we are going to get. So first things first, let's go here. Then the scaffold is going to have a body of stack, and then the stack is going to have children, and then the last child we are going to have a align. So alignment is bottom center. Alignment is bottom center. We're gonna have the child, and then the child is gonna be this button, right? So we are gonna have the field button as our child. So let's have the field button as our child. Oh, what was the name? Yeah, so field button. On press we'll just navigate to the next screen, and then that's all. So when we press this button, we are navigating to, what is our to do here? Navigate to home screen, right? So yeah, we'll have that, and then the child is gonna be a text. Guys, Giddy Media, thanks for the likes. Don't forget to drop a follow, and let's keep building that way. Yeah, so the next one is gonna be text. Okay, let's have this text. We are gonna have something like, let's build our test, right? BB, thanks very much for the follow. So we are gonna build our test. We are gonna build a text widget, and then we'll use that all over and over again. So while we have core, we have features. We are gonna have the shared as well, and then in here we are gonna create text, and then we are gonna create app text, right? So let's create our app text, and then this is what we are going to share across all screens of all the screens. So class, and then we'll call app text, and then in here our first text, static final text, it's gonna be the heavy, right? So our first text is gonna be the heavy text, then we would have it this way. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we would have it this way, and then in here we are going to request for the text, right? So we are going to require the string, which will be the text that we'll be requesting for. Then we are going to return text like this, and then the data becomes this text that we'll be requesting for like this. Yeah, so now inside of the style, we'll just call text style, and then we are going to set the font weight, which is the most important thing here. As for the font size, we can check it out. So the font weight is what we are going to look for. The font weight is heavy. How huge is heavy? How huge is the heavy font weight? Right? How huge is the heavy font weight? Let's search that. How huge is the SF Pro heavy font weight? 800, right? So it's just one step below the absolute maximum black 900. Okay, so yeah, font weight in Flutter. Yeah, so let's read again. Yeah, still 800. All right, so font size is not a problem. Now let's focus on the font weight, and then the W800 is what we are going to use as a font weight. Yeah, so we can also request for the size, which is not going to be required, so we can just do double, and then we'll call font size, right? Yeah, so it's either the user supply the font size, or we'll use the default one that we have here. So font size, or we are going to use this as our default font size, which would be 65. Oh, 65 is very huge. What say which is this? Yeah, so in here we are working on the button. So the button has the regular, I think. Yeah, the button has a semi bold, right? So we are going to create another app text for this, and then we'll call it the semi bold. So this is gonna be semi bold. People will say semi bold, yeah, whatever. So the semi bold is having a font weight. Yeah, the semi bold, it's having a font weight of what? Let's set up our font and then we move on. Yeah, it's 600. So we are gonna have W600 as our semi bold, and then we are gonna do the regular. The regular, as we know, is a normal. So let's check the size of the semi bold. It's either we supply the size or we are gonna have something like 16. All right, 16 is very small, but yeah, that's what it has. So 16, and then the regular is also gonna be of that 16, but let's just set it like this. It's guys, what? Yeah, so we have this, and then the font weight is gonna be the normal font weight. Yeah, so we have that. The next thing we gotta do is to take the color field. It's either we supply the color or it's gonna be black, right? So let's do that. Let's take color 2 and then call this color. So when we come in here, we'll ask for color, and then we are gonna supply color, or we'll just use normal black color. Use colors dot black. Yeah, use the black color. Yeah, so it's either we are requesting for color or we'll just use normal black color as we have in our app. Yeah, so we are gonna have this, and then we can say that we are good to go. Yeah, so I need, okay guys, thanks very much for the follow. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel as you're seeing on your screen for more videos like this one. Yeah, so we are gonna call our app text. We are just gonna call our app text dot semi bold, and then we'll supply the text, and then the text is get started, right? So get started is the text. Yeah, so we have something like this, and then the next thing for us to do is run this to see if we actually having an element. Yeah, so now we have this element. We have to set the scaffold to extend the extended body. True. Let's have this. Yeah, and then what are we gonna do next? What is the next thing? The next thing is to put this in a padding. Right, we are gonna put this in a padding so that at least it will be, so since we don't want to do that, if we don't want to put it in a padding, then we can put it in a position where the left will be 0, the right will be 0, because we want it to be aligned in the center, and the bottom is gonna be like 80.0. Let's try this and see. Yeah, so that is very huge. That is very huge. Yeah, so I think we can have a 40.0. So we can have the 40 for both edges, and then let's see how it's gonna look like. Yeah, so that becomes our button. Let's see how big this button is. This button is almost like what's the width? 300. So in order to get that, we would have to even drop this all the way to something like 80. Yeah, so let's push it all the way to 80 and see how it's gonna be. Yeah, so that should be it, and then now we'll focus on the button. So the first thing is this. We are gonna do the style, the button style. So we are gonna have style, and then this button is one button that we'll use again and again and again. So after here, we are just gonna make it a widget so that it will be easy for us to move up on with stuff. So we are gonna call the field button. Yeah, so we are gonna call the field button dot style from. And then the first things first, let's set the pattern. Let's set it to symmetric. And then the vertical pattern is going to be like 32. Let's see, that's a lot. Let's see, the vertical pattern is going to be like 24, but I think we should confirm from here how huge it is. It has like 70, so vertical pattern 24 24, that should still be too big. So if we should do 16, I feel like this should be okay. Yeah. And then we are gonna set the border. Okay, so let's set the shape to rounded rectangular border, and then the border radius. Let's check the border radius of the button is 30. That's a huge radius, so let's do circular 32, and then let's see. Yeah, it's just the same thing, so we can decide to actually not mind it. We are gonna have something like this. Okay, so I want us to change this a little bit and then have this. Yeah, so now that is the size, we are gonna have to do some few things. You know, the text style, the text color is white, so we have to set color to white. Yeah, and that is the white for our color, and then the background color, which we are gonna do from here. So background color, and then the background color is white. Okay, so this color actually is the primary. So app colors dot primary, so we would have the text as our primary color, and then the background color is what is going to be white. So we would have it this way. Yeah, guys, so this is the button, and this is what we have, right? So we are gonna have to touch this and drop it a little because it's too huge, too small. Yeah, so now we have this, and then we can move on to making this field button a reusable component, right? So let's go down to shared, and then let's create another class called app buttons. Yeah, so we are gonna call this app button, and then we'll create a static class. So let's create a static class for field button, and then let's call it field. And then we are gonna return this button, right? So let's copy this, then we are gonna return this button. So return, and then this button. Yeah, so now that we are returning this button, there are some few things that would have to change, right? There's some few things that would have to change. The button has to get a field for required string, which will be the button text, right? And then we are going to require some other one too, so this becomes text. And then we are going to require the text color, either the text color or we use primary, right? So we are going to have colors, and then we would have text color, then we'll have text color. So it's either we are using the text color or we'll use the primary one as we have here. So let's see, the argument object color can be assigned to the parameter type of color. What are we doing? Okay, yeah, it's this. Yeah, so we have that, and then the background color. So we are gonna have a background color for this one as well. So let's just duplicate this and then call it background color. Yeah, I think is this. Yeah, then we'll call it background color. Yeah, so it's either we are using the background color or we are using white. Yeah, so now we have this for our elements, and then the next one is onPressed. The onPressed is also going to be required, right? So the onPressed, we are going to have a required function, and then we'll call the onPressed function, right? So when the button is pressed, what are we doing? We are doing the returning the onPressed function. like this. Yeah, so that is what we have, and that is what we are going to do. Now let's rerun our app and see what we have. Actually, nothing is going to change, by the way, so you don't look so much for a lot. Nothing is actually going to change yet. So that is all that we have on our screen. Now the next thing is to call that button that we've just created, right? So the child here, it's going to be app buttons dot field button. All right, so we are going to call it, and then we'll make use of the elements that we have here. Yeah, so the first one, when we press on it, what do? We just want it to navigate to the next screen. So let's replace this with our onPressed function, and then the text is going to be this, which is get started. Yeah, so now we are good to go. Let's remove this, and then we have our button. So let's rerun our app, and that is what we get. Then we are good to go. Now the next thing for us to do is to build the rest of this element, right? Yeah, to build that element, since we are in a stack, we are going to first call this, which is position dot fill. So we are filling the entire screen. This particular position is filling the entire screen, and then in there we are going to call column, and then the column is going to have children. So the first child is going to be this icon that we would use, which is the app icon, followed by this. So the first child in the column, it's going to be another column which will be containing the app and the app icon in that. So let's create that right now, and then see what we would have. See, let's create another core element, which is app assets. Yep, so we create a class and call it app assets, and then we are going to specify our static, right, our static string, and then call it app icon, and then the app icon would reference the location of our asset, this particular asset. That is what the app icon will reference. So let's copy this, and then we'll drop it here. Yeah, so guys, thank you very much for the share. Don't forget to drop that follow. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel on your screen, Code with Secho, and we build and grow together, right? So we are gonna call image assets, and then we will call our app assets dot app icon. Thank you very much for the like, and thank you guys for the follow. I really appreciate it. I do appreciate it very much. Yeah, so now we have this. We are gonna set the cross axis to start. So now we would have something like this, and then this element, right? Guys, thanks very much for the follow. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. The name is Code with Secho, and then you'll have access to more videos like this one, more apps that we just built for no reason. Thank you, Vic Blay. Thank you for joining and being part of this house. Yeah, so this is what TikTok have been doing, and be using it to take me off this particular channel, right? So let me do that. Yeah, so guys, where are we now? So we are gonna wrap this inside of a cycle avatar, and then what we're gonna do is to do something, because if we don't do something, this is gonna give us some yawa. So we're gonna wrap this in safe area first things first, to take it off there, and then we are gonna take care of this background color for the cycle avatar. So we are gonna have background color which will be white, just like the white we have on our icon. So now we have something like this, and then we are gonna increase the radius of this, which would be 40.0, and let's see how big it's gonna be. Now let's go back to the design and confirm the radius of this. So the radius is 73. That's how huge it is, really. here. Okay, so let's make the radius 70 and see how huge it's gonna be. Oh, this is very huge, guy. This is very huge. It's too huge for my liking. It's too huge for my liking. Yeah. So after that, what's next? What's next? What's next? We have to put this particular column inside of padding, and that padding we are gonna give it all padding, which would be 32. Let's see what we are gonna have. We would have something like this, which is looking good, but I think that's the radius, right? The radius specified here is too much. The radius specified here is too much. Seriously. Maybe we can have this, sorry. Maybe we can have something else, but that is too much for me. I think the icon should just be small in the corner, so the 40 that was used should actually be manageable, right? Yeah, so we'd have that. And then the next thing for us is to build this particular text, food for everyone, right? So we are going to look for the heavy text and use that one. Let me go down here. Right, so let me go down here, and we have the first one, which is this icon. Then we are going to call the app text. Let's call our app text and then call it the heavy text. Okay. So the heavy text is gonna have a text that says food for everyone. So food for everyone. Everyone will get a meal. So we have this food for everyone, and then we have to set the cross axis to start here. Yeah, and then we have to set the color for this to be white, like this. Alright, and then the next thing for us to do is to go here and set the line height. Where do we set the line height? Really sorry, line height set. I can't, we don't have time to be guessing stuff, right? Line height yeah, it's just height. Yeah, sometimes when you are doing a lot of things you get confused, so let's set the height, and then the height, let's start from 0.5 and see how it's gonna be like. Yeah, so now I think we can do something cool. So let's use, if we should use the one, then the one is going to be the actual line height. So let's go down here and see the height between them, the line height, which is what can we have it? That's yeah, 0.8, right? So the line height is 0.8, and then let's see. Yeah, now we have that. The next thing for us to do is to go here and put a spacing between these two elements, right? When you pick this element and when you pick this element and this element, the spacing is 43, but we are gonna have a spacing of 32. So we're gonna have constant sized box, and then set the height to 32.0, right? So that becomes our height. Then we have this. So now guys, we are getting close to achieving this screen, and so far it's been exactly an hour for the setup, the app selection and everything, and we've been able to achieve this. The next one is for us to get this image at the very end of the screen, right? So let's go down here and download this image, and how are we gonna call it? We're able to give it a name right now. Let's see. We are gonna give it a name right now. The name should be onboarding something onboarding image. Yeah, so that should be the name. Like, let's show it, and then copy this, then jump into our app, right? So let me rearrange it. Yeah, so we are gonna jump into our app, and then when we go to assets, oh, where is our image? So we are gonna create images. We are going to create images, and then we'll drop it here. Then we'll call it the onboarding image, right? So we're gonna call it onboarding image. Guys, thanks very much for the likes. I really appreciate it. For the follows, for the gifts, I really appreciate all of them, guys. I do. If you think I don't, then I do. Yeah, so guys, let's build this. On this channel, you go to experience real software development, real app development in real time. We just build for fun, right? And that is what we do here. So it's good to have all of you guys on board. Guys. Yeah, so now we should have access to our image. So let's go to the app assets. Let's set this up. Let's call this icons, and then let's go here and call images as well. So there should be images, right? So we are gonna have our static image. Let's just copy this, right? We are not gonna rewrite it. Just gonna copy, drop it here. Yeah, and then we're gonna call it the onboarding image, right? Then let's locate our image from here, and then from here, and then replace this with it. So now we have our onboarding image. So if we should jump here and pick this particular stuff, which is the assets that we have here, we will just come here and drop it and use the onboarding image. Use the onboarding image, right? So let's replace this with onboarding image, rerun the app, and now we have something like this. Do you also implement backend like Supabase? Yeah, Miro, I normally do that, but this is just building for fun, so there's not gonna be a Supabase backend. We are just building for fun, for the love of the game. Yeah. So we are gonna set our main axis as a space between, and see if the element will be pushed to the bottom. Yeah, so now we have this, and then the next thing for us to do is to push this particular image up a little, but before that we are gonna put it in a container, because we have to do this gradient color here. Right, we have to do this gradient color here. So let me undo everything that I've done. I don't know if I've scattered anything yet. So we are gonna do this gradient color, and that is what we are gonna use. Meryl, you can check out my YouTube channel. The name is Code with Secho. You can check it out and check out the beautiful things that we've been building just for fun. Yeah, so we are gonna have this, and then because of that, I'll create this container. And then the container, I'm gonna have decoration, I'm gonna have box decoration, and then I'm gonna have box shadow, and then inside of that box shadow I'll create something like this. I'm create something like box shadow, and then for the color I'm gonna use the primary color. So app color is primary, so let's have this. And then the next thing, where am I creating it for? Oh yeah, guys, I'm creating it for something else. Yeah, we are dealing with this onboarding image. Yeah, so let's come down here. Now we have that. Why is the shadow appearing behind? Yeah, I'm using shadow. Oh. Oheniba, thanks very much for the follow. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel. The name is on the screen, Code with Secho, for more videos like this one. Yeah, so guys, we have two ways of doing this, right? We have different ways of doing this, but I am just thinking, if we set this the offset of this, let's see, this is not gonna work, right? The shadow is appearing behind the image, so it's not gonna work. If we should do something like -8, it's not gonna work, right? It's not supposed to appear behind it. So I think we can now move this particular container on top of this image, right? So what we can do is that we are going to do something like this. Let's pick the decoration, because the decoration is very important. The decoration is very important. How do I remove? I want to remove this, so take it off. Yeah. So what we are gonna do is that we are gonna create another position, right? Positioned element and have it on top of the image. So we are gonna have to create another positioned element. So positioned, and then we can either use positioned or aligned. So let's use align. What framework is this? Yeah, this is the Flutter APK, or let me just say the Flutter framework, right? So yeah, this is Flutter. I'm using bottom center, and then for the child we are gonna have container, and for container we are gonna have this decoration for it. So I only have to set the width and then the height. Yeah, thanks very much for the follow. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, if you want to check out my YouTube channel and more of this, you can check out the channel right there in front of you, Code with Secho. I'm available, I'm active on YouTube, so you should be able to have access to all my videos if you check it out. Yeah, so we are gonna have that, and then the height is gonna be 190 or something like that, so we are gonna use 180, and we are gonna change this box shadow now to gradient, right? And then we'll use the linear gradients, and then inside of the colors we are gonna use something like this, and then we'll use the primary color. So let's specify the start color. Where is it? Yeah, so we are going to specify the alignment. Whoa, wait, what are we having? Yeah, we'll have the colors, and then specify the first color. So the first color is going to be primary, and then the second one too is going to be primary, but we'll make it a little transparent, right? So let's call the first one as primary color. Yeah, so if we have our primary color, let's first run this. It's appearing. Yeah, it's let's bring it before the image and see if it's gonna appear on top of the image, since it's appearing behind the image again. Phew, guys, what is this? Yeah, I have to change the color. For now, let me just make the color a different one, and let's see. Bro, how are you? Yo, the word, it's been a while. Yeah, I'm doing good, as you can see, up and kicking. So I'm doing good and I'm up and kicking, but guys, our color, our container is missing, right? We set the width, we set the height, now we can't find it. Let's check this. Where is it? This is the height, this is the width. If we like, let's take off this gradient for now, and let's first check where our element is being dropped to before we go in there. Yeah, so yeah, this is it. This is what we've been looking for. So we'll go here and pick this particular color, because it's not like the actual color that we were using for that. So this is gonna be the name. There's actually no name for this color, right? So we would have to add a custom name to it. We are gonna call it primary bright. Yeah, guys, so this is gonna be like our primary bright color, right? So let's call that the primary bright. Yeah, so the word, I am doing great. I don't know how it is with you, but how is your end? I hope all is well with you too. Yeah, so now we are gonna use the primary bright, and let's see what we would have. It's gone again, so we would have to use two colors. Let's first start with this and see. Guys, thanks very much for the likes. I really appreciate it. If you want to enjoy more videos like this, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? We have a lot of videos like this on the YouTube channel, and we are live on YouTube as well, so you should check it out. You would enjoy it, guys. Yeah, so let's set the stops. So begin is top center. We are beginning from the top center, right, and then we are ending at the bottom center. So the end is also bottom center. Yeah, so this becomes the end as we have it like this. So what we have to do is stretch the height of our container. Let's look at the image. Yeah, it's stretched all the way to the neck of the lady. I think that is good. So we are gonna have the 190 as specified on the UI. Yeah, it's stretched to that place. And what we are going to do is that we'll set the blue with values alpha, and then we'll set it to 0.2, 0.3. So let's see, we are going to have something like this. And the primary bright color, yeah, so this would be used to replace this primary bright. And then we are going to have something like this, but this is not what we are looking for. So what do we do, guys? What do we do? What do we do? Are we gonna use box shadow now, or we should stick to this? Yeah, so let's check this in box shadow. Yeah, so let's call our box shadow and set the color to this, and then let's see what we are gonna have. Gradient doesn't look like it is what we are gonna we would have to use, so we'll have something like this, and then I think we can go on with this one, right? So we are gonna set the blur radius and all that. So we are gonna set our blur radius. Let's see, 8.0, and this is how it's gonna be like, but we can do more. So let's see if we should go with 16. Guys, this is a linear gradient, right? And I don't know why. Okay, this is 10 and this is the 100. So we can have this, and then we can see the best option to use, because the linear gradient doesn't look exactly like what we are looking for. So I'm not actually feeling it. We have 3.1 like this, and we have this, then I think we would have to increase the height of this container to something like let me see. Yeah, so that should work, right? Yeah, guys, that should work. So yeah, I think that should work. When we do our 200, yeah, it's gonna look like that. So it should be around 360, which is also too much. So we I don't, the cutout is what is causing the issue, right? Because the gradient is looking so great. I think I'm missing something. Let me check the gradients. We have the tile mode, which is clamp. We have this, we have colors, we have the stop, gradient transform. What can we do with the transform? Let me see. Let's see. I haven't actually tried rotation before. So radiance, and let's see, 30. What would that do? Okay, so that's how it works. All right, yeah. So guys, I think we are getting somewhere, just that we are not getting there so fast as I've planned, or as we should. So let's see. That's also another thing. The thing is the gradient, right? It got blurry at a point, but we are just trying to do it to get something. So let's see, something like this, and should that work? Will that work? Will that work if we should change this to 0.5? Oh, sorry, 0.05. Yeah, guys, I think we there. I think we are almost there. So let's do this and see. mm. Yeah, so all we have to do is that we will reduce this one. So let's change it now to 0.25 and see what we have. Yeah, so we're now having something like this. And let's see, 0.15. Yeah, so if we should change it to 0.0. Yeah, so yeah, guys, I think we have something cool. We have something we can work with. I think we have something we can work with, right? Let's drop this and then we are good to go. So let's see. And then we are good to go. Yeah, so I think we now have something we can work with exactly like how it is on the UI, right? Yeah, so exactly like how it is on the UI, that is what we are doing. Yeah, so we have this. The next thing we can do is that you see the image, right? The image has a little cutout at the bottom there, and that is our issue, right? The image is supposed to actually hide, like the bottom of this particular image is supposed to be hidden, but we are having it showing a little. And because I am so how would I even put this to you guys, I'm so analytical about my stuff, so looking at it, I just want it to be like exactly what it is, right? I want it to be just like the same thing. Yeah, so we can have something like this and make use of this. So now we would set the value of this. We will set the value of this to something like what? I think 5. Let's see. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's not supposed to be this one. Yeah, so guys, now we have the bottom looking exactly like what we want. What is the way forward now? The way forward is to make sure that the next color, right, it's not so deep like the second one. So with values alpha, if we use 0.8, and then we can have something like this. Yeah, so 0.8 will give us something like this. And then if we drop this to 300, now we would be very close to achieving exactly what we want. Yeah, so guys, I think we are good with this. I think we are good with this. We can work with this, right? So let's drop this a little bit to 0.6 and then we should be good to go. No. Yeah, if we like, we can add more to actually have a better design or a better feel, right? So we can drop this to 6 and that to 8, and we would have it this way. And then this will be like 9. Then or let's just have it as the actual color, and let's see. Yeah, so guys, we can have this and then we move forward with our design, right? So now we have this and we have this. All we have to do is to increase the size of the button a little, so we can I think the button size is still bigger than what we have. So let's go in there and increase the padding a little and make it the 24 that they've been asking for. Now we have this. Yeah, so guys, we have this and we have this. Can we move on now? Can we move on now? Yeah, I think we can actually get running, right? So now we've built the screen. The screen is looking great. The next thing for us to do is to jump to the onboarding, the main screen, which is this one, the auth screen, the authentication screen. We would jump in here and do the remaining stuff. Oh my god, guys, we have a lot to work on. Yeah, so the design is so simple, but when it's time for you to build it, that is where you feel like, what the hell am I working on? Yeah, so let's jump to our next screen. We have the core, we have onboarding screen. So I think features, we have to create another directory called screens, right? So inside of screens, then we can have our onboarding, and then we can have our auth, right? So let's go in here and then do screens like this. All right, so now we should have all our elements worked on. Yeah, so the next screen for us to create is the auth screen, right? Authentication screen. Yeah, so we are gonna go to this side and create a new class called auth screen. Phew, guys, are you enjoying this? If yes, put it in the comment section. If no, tell me so that we would continue. Oh my god, yeah, so scaffold, and then we are gonna have this. So now when we navigate, we are navigating to the auth screen, right? Thank you, Citizen OK, for the follow. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. The name is Code with Secho, all right? Kweku with Secho. The name is Code with Secho. Please check it out and drop a little subscription and a little follow, and let's move on. So we are gonna navigate, all right? But because we don't want to show the screen when the user navigates, right? What we are gonna do is that we are gonna push replacements, right? Oh god, navigator dot push replacement. Let me check this again. Let's use navigator of context. Why? I want you to just give me everything. Don't be making me type so much. So let's go again. I want you to do the right thing. I want you to do the right thing. Dot push replacements. Okay, since you don't want to give it to me, let me do my own thing. So we are gonna pick this context, and then we are gonna pick a material page route, and then that material page route is gonna have a builder, and then the builder is gonna be so we can call this the route. So let's just say, so that route or the builder is gonna be the auth screen, right? So when we click on this button, on click of get started, we are replacing the screen with the auth screen. So this is our auth screen. Now we can close the app and see what we've done so far. So in an hour, right, in less than 1 hour 30 minutes, we've been able to set up our app. We've been able to create this app, give it an app icon. This is the app, right? Give it an app icon, give it a name and all that, and we've been able to even create the onboarding screen, which is this. Oh my god, yeah. So we have to close this and then we build it again. Yeah, so now let's build it and see what we've done, the magic. Yeah, AI viewers, streambo.com. Okay, calculate drama. Welcome to the chat. Guys, we have people in the chat. It's good to have you guys on board. Guys, don't forget to check out the channel, right? Code with Secho is the channel. Now we have this. Kofi, thank you very much for the follow. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel for more videos like this. I build for life. I build for the love of it. So yeah, it'll be good to have you all on board and have you all checking out time to time. So the next one is to build the auth screen. Let's analyze this. We are gonna have a column, all right, and then in having the column, we would have them as space between. So the button is going to be at the far end, which will be the bottom here, and then we are going to have this section which would have this container with it can be a card or a container, and then just the below. So we are gonna have a column as the main class, and then the children will follow. So let's just go into our screen, our hot screen, and then get started with the work. So yeah, so what we want to do again is to go here, and then in the dim data we will set our scaffold background to white. So yeah, I want us to have a white scaffold background. Now that is that. So now if we go here, we are gonna have to create body. We are gonna have to create the body, and then we are gonna create should we use safe area? Let me use safe area and see how it's gonna look like. So child, and then the child is gonna be column. So if we rerun, we would have this. The children of the column will be like this. The children of the column will be like this. And then the next thing we are going to do is to do main axis alignment, and then it's going to be space between. Yeah, so now that we have the space between, let's just put a first child in here as a normal text data, and then let's put another child in here as a normal text data to confirm if our space between is working. Yeah, so we have these two. Now what we are going to do is that we will align our column in the center of the screen, right? So let's do that. We will align it in center, and now we should have our children like this. Okay, so the first things first, we are going to replace this button with the button that we've created. So we'll just call our app buttons.field button, and then on pressed we will sign up or do whatever we want to do. Yeah, so thank you very much, Kwame. Thank you for the follow. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? The YouTube channel name is Code with Secho, and that is where you are gonna see stuff like what I am doing now. So you are welcome. Thank you for the follow once more. Yeah, so guys, the next thing is for me to go in here, set the on pressed. So on press, then we are logging in. So to do, we would say log in user or authenticate user. So we're gonna go to this authenticate user, and then the next one is gonna be this login. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so this is gonna be our text. If we should run, we would have something like this, right? So we are gonna change the background color of the button to primary. Alright, and then we are going to change the text color to white. So let's change text color to white, and then we would have something like this. Now we want the button, right? We want the button to extend to both edges or both ends of the screen. So what we are going to do is to wrap this button like this. We will wrap it in a row, and then inside of that row we'll wrap the pattern in expanded. So now we should have our button looking like this. Yeah, that is great, right? It's great. It is great. Yeah, so the next thing for us to do is to actually have this button, right? We'll have to give it a pattern that will push it from both edges of the screen, right? So as we have the row expanded, we are going to wrap our row in a pattern, and the pattern is going to have a symmetric of horizontal, and the horizontal is going to be 24. Guys, don't mind me. Yeah, so we are going to have that, but it seems like it is more, so we're going to have it as 40. And now we have our button. Yeah, so we have our login button, but the background color is a bright color. So we are going to use the primary bright as the background color. Yeah, now we have our color. Okay, so we are going to focus on this section of the app, which is the most important one right now. So the first thing we are going to do is to wrap this element. We are done with our button, so we are going to replace this with another bigger column, right, which would have children, and the first child is going to be, what is going to be the first child? It's going to be, what is B will be, what will B will be. So we're going to have the first child as this, I think container, but let's see the height and the width. So that's all that. But we are gonna have it as a card because card already has the drop shadow and all that. So the elevation and all that is already in a card. So what do we do? Yeah, this is the card. So card, we can send the, I want us to set a width for the card, but let's do something like this and see what we are gonna have, and then we'll determine the fate of this card. So if we do this, that is that, and because I want to have this, I can wrap the card in an expanded widget. All right, I can either wrap it in a sized box. I mean, that will not work, right? If I should wrap the card in a size box and set the width to the entire screen, okay, that has worked. So we can move on to the next thing, but it seems there is a little bit padding around the edges of the card. So what I will do is to change this to container, and then we will build our container with ease. Yeah, so we're just gonna do our box decoration. Let's say the container has a primary padding, right? But to do that, let's just set height and width. Yeah, so the height is, let's say, 400. That is the height of the container, right? So we are gonna replace this with nothing, and we'll focus on the decoration of this container, right? So if we go on here, this becomes the color. This is the white color. Then the actual background color of this thing is what is the actual background color? What is the actual background color of our scaffold? Is this it? Guys, I think this is supposed to be the actual background color of the scaffold, right? It's like the widget has different colors. Like every widget comes with their specialized color or something like that, which is kind of ew. It's this color, I'm not sure we are going to use it anywhere again, so we can just move on and then use this here because we are way behind time. We're supposed to do this app in 2 hours. Guys, what is this? Yeah, so I'm gonna drop this here. So let's rerun, and then we have it this way. All right, so now we have this. The container is gonna have a color of white. Yeah, so we have to remove the safe area as we have here. Now our elements are gonna look like this. That's great. Now the next thing for us to do is to actually touch this container. Let's give it this rounded edges. So the border radius is 32. We are gonna give it that, and then let's see the way forward. So border radius, it's gonna be circular, and then it's gonna be 32.0. So let's do that, and then we have this. Yeah, after we get this, we are gonna set a shadow. So we'll just have this and set our box shadow, and then we are gonna have the color, which is gonna be let's see the shadow. So we are gonna have the color to be just a 6% of just 6% of black, right? So that should be very light. So we can use black 12 like this, and let's see. Yeah, it's in there, but we can see. If I should change this to an actual black, you can have the shadow. So let's do the elevation offset. So let's do the offset, call our offset, and then the dx is the horizontal offset is 0, and then the vertical offset is 4. So now let's see, we are gonna have this. So we'll change this to black 12, and now our shadow should be very light as this, and then we are gonna have the blur radius, which is the spread radius of 30. So a radius of another 32 or another 30, and then if we run, we should have something like this. Yeah, now we have our stuff set up, guys. We have our stuff set up. So let's see. Okay, this has a horizontal and then a vertical of 40 as well. So let's see our button. Yeah, now we are good to go. Yeah, so we are good to go. Let's extend this body. So let's set the extended body to true. Okay, yeah, so now what we are gonna have is to go into the center of the container and create this particular beautiful looking element. Yeah, so we have this container, and then we are gonna have children of this container. So what are we gonna do? What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? What is gonna be? It's gonna be A B A B A B. What is gonna be? It's gonna be. So we're gonna have column children, and then the first child, right? We can do the main axis alignment of the column to be to the bottom, right? So the first child is gonna be our image dot assets, and then we'll call our app assets dot app icon. So let's see, we are gonna have this. Yeah, so now let's just determine the size of this, which is gonna be it says 160. 160 is a lot. What we can use as the height is not supposed to be that big, so the height can be, if I use 160, it's gonna be big, oh guys. That is 160. Okay, I think this is cool. Yeah, the 160 is cool. Yeah, so that is that. And then the next one is to build the next item. Right, is to build the next item. What we can do with this is to replace this with a stack. I know why we want to replace this with a stack. And then we are going to put this image, right, in the center of the stack. So center child, and then let's have this as this. Yeah, now we are going to jump to the bottom, and then we will do the row, which will have this. That is what we are doing. That is what we are doing, guys. Yeah, so the next child is going to be align. Yeah, so we are going to use align, and then alignment is going to be bottom center. So alignment is going to be bottom center, and then the child is going to be these two elements, right? The child is going to be these two elements. Now what we can do is that we can use a button and kind of style it to have this, right? So let's see if we can make a button look like that. Let's start with a text button. Let's use this text button and see if we are gonna have it look exactly like how that is looking, with that little border behind the button, right? So let's do on pressed, just switch tab, right? So the to do is to switch the tab, switch tab index to 0. Yeah, so and then the child is gonna be the app text dot the semi bold, and then we are gonna have it with a text called login, like that. So rerunning the app, we should have something like this. Now that is one, and then the next one is to create another one again. So this align elements are going to be in a row, right? So we have our first button, and then we can have the second button like this. So we rerun, and then we have this main axis alignment. Let's set the main axis alignment to space between. So let's do space between. Yeah, then we are gonna have something like this. Whew. So this particular text is gonna be sign up. So now we have sign up. The next thing for us to do is to set, right, is to go all the way to this row, and we are going to set a pattern, right? We are going to pad the elements away from the edges of the screen. So what we can do is that instead of using space between, we can use space around, like this, right? So now we can have something like this. But if we should move on to increase the width of this and have them in expanded, so the next button expanded, and then let me put this other one to in expanded, and then let me run, and then we are gonna have the width like this. Or yeah, to now even this space around then will not work, right? Yeah, so now we are gonna put this in a row, a pattern, and then to symmetric, and then the symmetric pattern, we're gonna set our horizontal to 24. So now we'll have this and this. Let's see. A B, what is gonna be? It's gonna be, guys, what is gonna be? It's gonna be, yeah, so let's see this, and let's compare this. It's still 2, so 32 should do the work. Yeah, so now we have this. Guys, if you're still watching and you haven't checked the YouTube channel, don't forget this video is going to be there. If we're not able to finish the video in 2 hours, we are going to continue and complete it. So we're going to have part 1 and part 2 of this particular design, so don't forget to check it out. Yeah, so we have this. I'll also make the code available, so you'd have access to the code base. You can rerun it and build it anyhow you want it. Yeah, so we would have this, and then what we are going to do is to design this button right now. So let's go to this text button and set the style, and do text button dot style from, and then we are gonna do shape, or let's do side. All right, so we are gonna call only, right? So we can call border side, and then let's see what we are gonna do. We have the width, we have the color, we have the style. We want to supply, we want to change only the bottom border, right? So let's say border dot, sorry, border dot okay, so let's call border side. Guys, I think let's call only border and see how it's gonna look like, because we are trying to supply, yeah, this is gonna work because we are looking for border side. Can we supply only the border? Because I don't want us to put this in a container and we'd have to kind of do some, I wish we could just give it directly to this without having to do much, right? Because if we should set the border side, it's only going to affect one section of it. But looking at this design and looking at what it is doing, I think we would have to wrap this text button, we would have to wrap it in a container, sorry, yeah, we would have to wrap it in a column like this, and then below the text button we can either wrap it in a column or we'll wrap it in a container. Yeah, let's put it in a container, and then the container is gonna have a decoration box decoration, and then we are gonna have border. We can have border, and then we're gonna have border like this. So now we can focus on only the bottom, and we call border side, and then color we can give it primary, primary bright, and then the width is gonna be like 3 px. So if we should run this, we are gonna have something like this, which will be our border side, right? So this is what we are gonna have as our border side. So all we have to do is to increase the padding so that the elements will be more pressed compared to what we have right now. So we have that, still too much, yeah, still too long. So we have to increase it and make it look better. Yeah, so let's change this to 60, and now let's see what we would have. Yeah, so we have this for login, which is looking like this, still looks big, and this. All right, so now we have this too, we have this, and then we have this. Yeah, now we have these two elements. What we can do next is that guys, yeah, so now we have this for our login. Let's look at the design. We have this for login, we have this for login. All we can do is to change the border radius. So let's do border radius, border radius. We are gonna have circular, and then we're gonna have something, anything we put here works, right? So now let's rerun, and no, so this is actually gonna give us an issue because the border side, yeah, so we are gonna have it we're gonna have it like this for now. For now, we are gonna have it this way. Yeah, so guys, this is what we are gonna have. What we can do is that when we click, we can change the splash. We should change the splash, right? Because the splash is not looking so good for this particular button. So what we can do is to change this to gesture detector and change this to on tap. Then we are good to go. Now when we click, we are not gonna have it in there like that again. So put this in a center, and then we are good to go. Back to text button. What we're gonna do is that in the style, can we change the splash here? So we would have text button, and then we are gonna do dot from style from, and let's see if we can change the splash, right? So the splash factory, we're gonna have, I think, what's the name? Is it no splash? Set splash factory to null, and let's see, set text button splash to transparent, right? So what we can do, yeah, no splash dot factory yeah. So we are gonna have no splash dot factory. So that means when we click, there shouldn't be no splash, but it is still showing. So guys, we move on, and then we do the next thing. Yeah, so our time is almost up, and we have to finish with the sign up screen right now. Yeah, so let's look at this. We are gonna build this field. On this field is looking good, but how do you think we are gonna handle this? So yeah, what we can do on this screen is also set this. Let's do int and say active, let's say selected index. Yeah, so selected index is 0. Yeah, so selected index is 0. On top of this button, we will set state. we'll set state and make the selected index equals 0, and then on top of the other one we'll set state and make the selected index 1. So on the tab of sign up, we will set state and make the selected index 1. So now our 0 is going to turn to 1, and then we would have this. Now what we are trying to do is that when this particular selected index is equal to this, then we are going to change the background color to that, or we will just hide it off. So we will go to container and then the border side. What we are going to do is that what type of border side can we have? So border side can border can be null, right? So we would say selected index equals 0, then we are going to give it this border. Then we are going to give it this border, or we'll just give it a null border. So let's rerun our app. We have this, then the border is gone, right? So what we have to do is to do it for the same one, which means we are going to wrap, just copy this, right? Just copy this and drop it here, and change this to sign up, and then change this to 1. So let's rerun, and we are gonna have something like this. Yeah, and we are gonna have something like this. Yeah, so now you can see that our stick or whatever is behind this is changing. Now the next thing we are going to do is to build this, right? So let's confirm the height of this. The height is not up to 400, which means our height is too much, so we can use 380. Then we'll focus on the other sections of the design. So we're going to have this, and then after this, the next thing is to build this, right? So after this column and this container brouhaha, the next thing is to build this element, right? So we are gonna have a text input, right? We are gonna have text form field like this. Let's just have this, rerun, and this is what we got. Alright, so what we are gonna do is that we would remove this and call on a column. Let me just bring it back. We are gonna have it in a column, first things first, and this column is gonna be in padding, second things first. And looking at the padding, we are gonna have the same padding as the padding in here, right? So we are gonna have all as 40. So when we do this, then we are gonna have something like this. But looking at this design, 40 is not going to be enough, so we would have to change this to symmetric, horizontal 40, and vertical 80. So when we run, then we have something like this. Yeah, vertical 80 seems to be a lot. So this is what we are gonna have. Now the next thing for us to do is to create that labels on top. Right now when we type, this is what we have. So we are good to go. Thanks to the UI, there's no fancy design to this, and so we are good to go. The next thing for us to do is to create the hint text, right? So we can go to the style, right, or we can go to decoration, and then we will set the input decoration, right? We're gonna have the input decoration, and then the hint is gonna be Yeah, the hint text is gonna be what? Email address. So it's gonna be email address. Yeah, so if we rerun, go here, we have this as email address. Yeah. Okay. 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 I got it. Yeah. So now this is what we have. This button, just go somewhere else. I don't want you here. Yeah. Okay, so now we have this. What we have to do is check the hint, right? Our hint, because we want to have the hint in a way that when we press the button, the hint is gonna just jump to the top like this. But according to this, it's not supposed to be like that, so we'll have to create a label, right? So let's put this before this text. We just want to have something like a column, and that creates this label right away. So we are going to have a container, another column like this, and the label is going to be the type of it's gonna be an SF Pro. Why are you showing? Take me to this. Yeah, so we are gonna have semi-bold, and the size is 15, right? So the label is gonna be app texts dot semi-bold. A lot of people call it semi-bold. And then when I have my semi-bold, I am gonna do my text, and then my text is gonna be email address, right? So this is gonna be my text, which will be email address, like this, right? And then I'm gonna set my cross axis to start. That will not even affect it. So let me come here and set my cross axis to start. Yeah, so now I should have something like what I'm gonna have now. Take this and give it to this as well, and then rerun, and then we are good to go. Yeah, so now we would just have to change the font size to 14.0, and let's see what we are gonna have. Something that's small. And then the next thing is to change the color. Okay, the design has been prototyped already. I actually didn't check out for that. Oh, then that's great. So what is the color of this text? Oh, why not give me the color? I don't have the color. It says black, but it's not black. This one too says black. Let me access the individual text. That is what I want. So even if we check this is saying that is black. What's this color here? Yeah, so this is gonna be the color. So now let's go to our app colors and create a gray text color. Right, so we are gonna have to just do this again and call a color, and call it a gray text color, right? So yeah, and then it's gonna equals. Okay guys, our time is up. We have to get going now. Our time is up, so let's do this last thing, and then we get going now. So let's call our gray text color, and that should be the color here. Yep, so that is what we have. That is what we have, but I'm not impressed with it. I'm not impressed with this, right? So we would have to actually do something better, or we would have to do something else, right? So if I should copy this and then drop it down here, and then change this to password, sorry. Yeah, so let's change this to password, and also let's change this to just this, right? So now we have this, and then we put that particular space in between them, which is gonna be something 46. Yeah, so let's put that constant height spacing. Gonna have some exports height is 46.0. Then we have this. So now the spacing should look like this. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is that we'll change this to eg username at gmail.com. So username at email.com, your mail. Yeah, so what we are going to do is to change the color of the hint text, right? We have to change the hint text color to something else. Get started, and then we have this. So let's change the hint text color. I think we can have it that way, but we can also change it if we want, right? So that's when we are entering the password. All we have to do is that for this input field, we will do this reset obscure text. Reset obscure text to true. Yeah, so this makes it a password now the next thing we are gonna do is to add this text button down here which says forgot password, right? So we can go down there. Let's look for the next thing, which is this column. So we have this, and then we have this, and then the next thing for us to add is forgot password. So we're gonna have to add this spacing here, same spacing, and then below that we're gonna have forgot password, right? So let's call our app buttons. So let's call our app buttons, and then let's set this to field button. Let's set this to field button, and then on press we are doing something like this when we press the button. So yeah, when we press the button, so we are gonna call it to do, and then we'll set it to forgot password. So let's say forgot password. Yeah, and then the text, what is gonna be our text? Our text is gonna say forgot password, like this. Yeah, so let's have it this way. Now if we rerun, we should have something like this. All we have to do is to set our cross axis alignment to start this way, and then the background, we are going to set the background color to transparent, right? So now we have something like this, forgot password. What we can do is take this off. Since the button is big enough, then we can have this as forgot password. Yeah, so this becomes this. Yeah, as you can see, this becomes this, and it is looking good. So this is AOT, and this is FAC, and this is FAC. Yeah, so guys, at the end of the day, we have a screen like this. And then we have 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 this. What we can do is to look at the padding and reduce the padding a little. Increase, not reduce yet. So if we should change our padding to 80, we are gonna have something like this, which means we have to use 60, and our padding over here should be 60, and then our padding for this should also be 60. Yeah. Then after that, we have our design. Hello. Yeah, Felix. Hey, it's been long. Yeah, it's been like some few days ago. It's yeah. Welcome to the house. Welcome back. It's guys. So far so good. We've done something great. We've done something beautiful, which is this. We have our app. Let's compare what we've done so far to what is on the UI. So we have this and this. We have this, and then we have this. Yeah, so if we get started, we have this at get started. Then we have this at get started. Yeah, so move this here and then compare this data and see what we have. Yeah, guys, so this becomes our app. This becomes what we've built so far. This design is so nice. I would love for us to continue it. So the next episode, we are gonna not the next episode, we are gonna have a part 2 of this, and then in that part 2 we are gonna build the rest of these screens. My favorite so far is this, right? I really like the screen. It looks so good. So this is gonna be like one of the favorite screens that I'm gonna build in this particular work, right? So we have profile, and then we are just gonna work on that, and then we should be so good to go. Yeah, so guys, our 2 hours is up. We've done 2 hours. We've been able to build this. For now, we've been able to build this. In the next part 2 of this, if you're watching, don't forget to follow. If you're on Twitch, don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube, and don't forget to follow if you are on TikTok. So guys, I am gonna see you when we build our new app. Let's rerun, and then we have our food app. So this is what we are gonna do if we should meet again, or when we meet again. We are going to build our food app. Yeah, hello vlogs, what's up? Yeah, so guys, we've built our app. We've built all that we said we were gonna do, and everything is looking so good. So the next episode for us is to just jump and then complete all this. Yeah, so for whoever is watching, don't forget to follow, subscribe, and the name is Secho. I'll see you when we are back. Bye bye. A B, what is gonna be? It's gonna be. I mean, in the line. Let me see, boys. Let me see, boys. What is gonna be?